All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
Dr. Fabulous from the 912. You may not know about Hinesville, Georgia. Hinesville, Fort Stewart is located near the beautiful city of Savannah. But before we get started, I would like to give you some information and some household rules. Tonight, our disclaimer for Upscale Love for You, and when I say all opinions are expressed by the program participants are solely their own and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants are based upon information that they consider from their own knowledge, and no expressions or
Just me or the Dr. Fabulous just freeze up.
He froze is related to Upscale Love for You. Now, also, we are asking that there are no pre-recorded sessions without being pre-approved by the administration of Upscale Love for You. So we are asking that none of the guests and all guests refrain from recording or live streaming any parts of our podcast on social media platforms, once again, without prior consent from Upscale Love for You. All right. And once again, I'm going to come on through and ask the one and only Lady T to introduce herself.
Welcome, everyone. This is Lady T coming live from the 305. I just want to welcome you all tonight. It's going to be a hot and steamy night, and the guys are definitely in control. I'm going to slide it over to you, Special K.
Thank you, Lady T. I just want to say good evening and welcome to everyone. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. And I look forward to hearing everybody's conversation tonight. We're going to have a great show. And I'm going to slide it on over to none other than our distinguished gentleman.
Good evening, everyone. This is Distinguished Brother coming at you from Snellville, Georgia. We are tonight going to push a few buttons and try to get your interest piqued. We have some interesting conversations that are going on, and I think tonight is going to be one of those nights where everybody's going to leave a little hot and bothered and left to think about a lot of things. Go ahead and take it over. Go ahead, Dr. Feelgood.
Greetings, everyone. Dr. Feelgood in the place with the face and the space. Always looking good like I know I should. I'm the man with the golden voice, the lady's choice, and of course, smooth as a Rolls Royce. Coming to you live from the 571 where I get things done and I'm having fun. I'm always rhyming and climbing and steady, keeping you ready. Back to you, Dr. Fab.
All right. So, as they stated, and I don't know if you're not a part of Upscale Love for You group or page, please join because it gives you a notification every week of what we're talking about, what the topics are going to be, and all the information needed to stay in the loop with Upscale Love for You. Now, before we get started, we have some team members that's working, running late, and all that good stuff, but we have to still go ahead and put the fire to the pot and get it hot. So with that being said, the information given tonight, this was especially created by the distinguished brother. Okay, he's trying to get the women to understand that men have so many things out there to get rejuvenated, to get stimulated. And I know, child, listen, it's so deep. Do you know they have a song about it? Viagra. Child, I just Googled a song. I say, any song pertaining to Viagra and found over 10 songs where they focus on the stimulating pill for the men, Viagra. So tonight, the question is, ladies, do you think from the men, this is from the men's point of view now, do you think women should have stimulants such as Viagra, Cialis, and all of the above, all of the other things that they have to bring their enhancement forth with their libido? And sometimes I think that just being a woman, I think we naturally get it going, but some women don't now. I can't say all, but I can say, speaking for Dr. Fabulous, I'm all right in that area. Now, as I was researching, I did see a new stimulant that's coming on the market, and it's called She. And so, as I started to read the different things that she was going to enhance with the females, I said, okay, well, I can understand that some women, they're going through the menopausal state, and things happen. So, ladies, if you're interested, just Google it because it's called She. Okay. And I'm going to turn this topic of conversation, over to distinguished brother to get it started, to give us more insight about it. And of course, keep your ears open because we're going to listen and learn tonight. So, distinguished brother, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Again, this is Distinguished Brother, and we have an interesting conversation tonight. I actually, like Dr. Fabulous, did a little research, and just in about 15 minutes, I found 20, I believe, different items specifically designed to enhance the male libido, size, staying power, and even ejaculation power. So the question that I brought was this: commercially, men have all these options, but what are we to do with these options when there are no females or a very limited supply of females around to enjoy it? I think that's a fair question. Because we have all these options that can keep us going for 1, 2, 4, 6 hours at a time. What are we to do when a lot of the women, honestly speaking, that I've met over time barely can get in 30 minutes? Somebody please help me out.
Well, I didn't raise my hand for that, but my question to you is, you saying that a woman can barely get it in for 30 minutes. I want to see the jackrabbit of a man that goes beyond 30 minutes. Now, if you're talking from beginning to end with foreplay and all of that, what is your equation? I want to know exactly how long you're saying that men, as far as their stamina when it comes to intimacy, how long do you think a man's stamina is? I'm not
Well,
understanding.
that's what I just pointed out though. Those pills that are available, and I'm cutting out foreplay, I'm cutting out the shower, I'm cutting out afterplay. I'm talking about just getting it in, just right there at it. The pills allow you to go anywhere from 4 to 6 hours without having to resupply or rest or go down and come back up. You are just there, ready.
If
Okay,
your
so
clothes stay up 46 hours, something wrong. You gonna have a pop blood vessel.
exactly, because
Not
that's not
necessarily.
even scientifically, it don't make sense.
But Dr. Fabulous, correct me if I'm wrong, and
I'm
he's not
listening.
on here tonight. but I cannot think of the gentleman's name. He's a relative of yours, I believe.
Are you speaking of Anson?
Yes.
Okay, what
Anson
about it?
himself has already stated that he has done that multiple times in the past. There were others on here that have stated that they have been able to do that without the male enhancement. These pills are designed to keep you up for 4 hours or more.
Now, distinguished brother, I'm just gonna bring it on back to you. In the real sense of a matter, everybody have a great imagination. And maybe, just maybe, what they're saying, and I'm not going to call him a liar because he's not here to defend himself, but I think
Mhm.
sometime in their subconscious mind, their fantasy has a tendency to take over reality.
And that
So
may be the
for
case,
you
but
to for you to tell me such, I ain't even trying to believe you on that hand. Not
okay,
at
well
all.
then, being that you are an educator and you have some experience in the medical field, you can
Hmm.
look it up for yourself. With Viagra, which is one of the drawbacks for that particular stimulant, and there is a warning on there. If you last more than 4 hours, you have to go to the doctor so that you can be drained. And there have been more than one occasion last year where people have had to go get drained because they were unable to come down after using that particular stimulant along with a few others. So yes, it is designed to allow a man to remain erect for up to 4 to 6 hours.
Well, I'm just going to say, I don't, mm, I guess you don't knock it until you try it. But any man that's interested in staying to that point of erection for 4 to 6 hours, you go right ahead with that. And with that being said, my hand is not up and I'm not going to take it, I can't take it down. But we do have someone that had their hand up, and that was none other than Leanne. Go ahead, Leanne.
No, I didn't see that. If I seen that, I apologize, Leanne. I did not see your hand.
Okay. Good evening. Um, you can also you also have to take into account the age of the male. Um, and if you know the pill is going to keep you that long, you pop it in half. You do half a dose.
Okay, let's say
Okay,
you do
so
pop it in half, Leanne, but that's still
Hmm.
2 hours.
That's
What are
fine.
we
Two
to
hours is
do?
fine. 2 hours is fine.
Okay, so you good with 2 hours.
Yeah, it
Anybody else
depends.
on here good with 2 hours?
It
Because
de- it
that to
depend
me
it
would be
depend
the problem.
it depends. And then, like I said, you got to go by the age. The youthfulness is also included.
That
So say you got an older woman who enjoys sex and she's with a younger guy, that will work for them.
but that's still a rarity. I mean,
It's rare,
Dr.
but
Feelgood, help me out here. Am I
it's
just
rare,
blowing
but
smoke? What's going on?
if you're taking the blue pill or whatever the color, Cialis or Viagra or whatever, you've taken it before, you know it's going to hold you 4 to 6 hours. You cut it in half. 2 hours is good. I'm not going to say you're going to get pounced or allow that woman is not going to allow you to pounce on her uh for 2 hours, but you can have sex, have foreplay, have sex, have foreplay, and that does take about 2 hours. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to get in nobody's business, but 2 hours is a good time. Okay.
Well, Leanne, no, you have a point. DB, when you, what you have to understand, and the fab, what you have to understand is that when he's talking about going for two or more hours, it's refractory time, because after you climax, the blood rushes out of the male member. It's a Viagra. Is actually a blood thinner. Um, is a blood thinner, so it can stay. It helps you get back up quicker. Now, no man is going to be pounding for 2 hours straight unless they run in the marathon.
I
Your
know.
heart will bust.
Because like I said, that's not
However,
even logical.
no. However, a man can keep going, doing like Leanne said, foreplay, cunnilingus, toys, put it back in. Cunnilingus, toys, put it back in. Can keep going for 2 hours and have a woman just probably running away, screaming, take my vajayjay, take my vajayjay, you can have it. I don't want it no more. You're beating it up. But yes, a man can go that long and stay relatively turgid. However, understanding it is, I'm almost 60. I know I can't do 2 hours. I could barely do 20 minutes. I could probably do, because I've been known as a two hump chump. I hit you, you hit the flow. and but the idea is that it can happen, and depending on your level of fitness, it will a man can go longer than because the average time for copulation from beginning to male climax is it's actually 33 seconds, the fastest it can go, but the average is about 3 to 5 minutes. Which, if a man's doing a lot of that work, that's like a sprint. That's like running the 800, running a mile. So unless you're a world class athlete, you 3 to 5 minutes, you're gonna get the best 3 to 5 minutes in your life. But if I can come back and give you another 3 to 5 minutes, and then come back and give you another 3 to 5 minutes, hey, that's what you want. But y'all seasoned ladies ain't in the greatest, don't have the greatest flexibility. And you might, you wake up in the morning and can't walk because you done been bent out of position, and your check muscles lights be on.
Been over to the front and touch my toes. I'm flexible.
like that Blue
I'm the
Chew
oldest.
commercial where
I'm the
where
oldest
old boy
woman
has
on
to have a
here.
wheelchair.
And Lady T, where's Lady T?
Oh, she here. She just ain't said nothing yet.
Right
But I
here,
was
Lady,
right here,
Lady
Leanna.
T,
Go ahead.
Lady T.
Yes, girl.
He said flexibility.
Okay, because I was getting ready to say, I don't know what he talking about.
I still do cartwheels and splits. Okay.
That's right.
So
That's
you can't
right.
talk about an
Cannot
old
touch her.
girl.
Flexibility.
Cannot touch her. Period.
And
Yeah.
not.
Well,
You can't
but
talk about an old girl like that.
listen. That's on individuals.
Correct.
But for the most part, if you don't do it, if you don't stretch regularly, you
some go
can't
snap. Just say it like this.
you ain't
Some
gonna
gonna
be running
pop.
no, you ain't
You're
gonna be
gonna be
running
in a
no
wheelchair
marathons.
for a
You be
couple
all up in the
days, and then
hospital
all you're
talking
gonna do is
about,
blame
ooh,
us.
my thing is killing me. Like I said, you
Thank
give
you.
it up and say, you take it, it ain't mine no more. But the idea is that, especially and us older guys, you think our backs don't be going out? You think our lower backs don't be killing us from humping and pumping and trying to lift y'all up
That's where the
and
seated
pull a
position
muscle?
comes in.
Yeah. So it's not on y'all as far as that, but there's a whole lot of factors when it comes to the act and what you can do and what you can't do. And having a male enhancement does prolong. But if I ain't stretched, if I ain't hydrated, if I ain't, if I'm not there, then guess what? Ain't nothing gonna happen because I'll just be a human sex toy. Back to you, DB.
And again, like I said, it is an issue where that can be a problem. But the second part to that we were discussing also is you may or may not run into someone who's just not able to get there. You still have all these enhancements, different pills you can try, different apparatuses that we can use to get ourselves up and make it grow. But then you run into some woman who never had one, don't know what it is to do with one, or after a certain period in your lifestyle or your timeline, You have just decided to close shop and say it's no longer necessary or dried up. So then what are we supposed to do?
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump in. I had my hand up. I'm coming back to Dr. Feelgood when you said about the jab and this and that and the other, and you'll just say, "Hey, take it as my." Do you realize that women, the penis size or whatever size it may be, do you realize that a woman pushes out anywhere from a 5 to a 8 pound baby? So the size of that nugget don't even compare to.
10 pounds. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really trying to see when you say the pound and she gonna say, just take it, it's all over. I don't think so. You understand?
Well, and you are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all push a human through the birth canal. This is
Mm-hmm.
true. However, as much as elasticity it does have, it ain't built for getting a baby on putting you all the time. So a brother who knows how to pick a wall and hit it, or stimulate the clitoris, or do
Combine all of it
cunnilingus
together.
and or analingus, or using a woman's second best friend, the rose. Um, the size of the tool does help, but a guy who knows his way around a woman's lady parts, he can pound you into submission. Because it's not. I'm not saying it's all pounding, but he can make you like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. You're talking about, I hate you. I hate you. And then the next thing you know, he hits what I like to colloquially know as the crazy button. And then you're looking for him in the daytime with a flashlight. That's what I mean by give it up, it's yours. I don't want it no more. That's what I meant. Not the physical act of bang, bang, bang. Because I weigh over 285, and if I'm on you, you're gonna feel it. You may not feel the penis, but you're gonna feel my body weight. And I'm being facetious there, but go on, DB.
Just to add to that, yeah, it doesn't have to be constant pounding. If you got a guy that actually knows what he's doing, and even if he doesn't know you immediately, if he's the kind of man that takes his time to find his way around, he knows how to use a map, he understands, he listens, he feels, he pays attention, he asks those questions, he will find a way to make you submit, because in my world, that's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to get you to say, I quit. And it doesn't have to be every time, but at least once a week, there should be an I quit session. But again,
Okay,
And
well,
it's
that's
hard
the
to
you're
do
right.
that
You're right,
when you
DB.
have a lot of women out here that just, they've never experienced anything, or they just claim that it's not necessary anymore.
Right. And that's what guys who actually know what they're doing do. They're not worried about their climax, because a man can get his climax almost anytime.
Yeah.
So
okay.
he works on a woman. He works with a woman because, one, y'all think different, because men and women are different. I don't care what anybody says. We think different, we act different, we have different responses. And a true man is going to be a lover, is going to learn your body. Slowly or quickly, he's going to know what makes you do that thing, and he's going to get good at it. The worst lovers you had were the ones that didn't listen to you or didn't read your body. The best ones, they might have had a 3-inch peen, but they knew what to do with it. Because you could have a baby arm in you all the time, and you're still not getting there. And true men who do that worry more about you getting yours than he getting his.
Because ours is going to come one way or the other. And our job is, if you got a real man, a real lover, there should at least be a 2-to-1 ratio at all times. And 2 meaning 2 on your side, 1 on ours. If you're not getting that, then you need to figure something else out.
Yep. My goal is
All
to make
right.
you say, my goal is to make a woman, I tell a woman, go fry me some water. They go, yeah, baby, I go fry you some water. You want?
Okay. So with that being said, you know, all of that, we understand the 2 to the 4 to the 6 hour, all of that. We understand all of that. But
Mhm.
I'm going to jump around the table and I'm going to ask the question to our ladies. Our ladies, when we talk about stamina, there are several things that women do as far as dealing with intimacy and when it comes down to stamina. So I'm going to ask somebody new. Is there any volunteers that would like to share with Dr. Fabulous your ideas of your intimacy and your stamina level, meaning approximately how long you think your intimacy or that experience will last. Because if they're telling us that this stimulant that they're taking is going to last from 4 to 6 hours, God knows that's not happening. But if by chance it's what the medication says on the bottle, the prescription, that's just like when you take them apple cider vinegar tablets, they say you can lose 10 pounds in 10 days, but that don't work. Anywho, moving right along, I want to know that you got a raised hand, distinguished brother. I'm gonna let you get in there, but I'm asking the ladies right now because we know that, well, I know that as a woman, it doesn't take me 2, 4, 6, 8 hours to get the enjoyment of what I'm trying to get. Now, my Feminist 1988 is back. Welcome back to you, to everyone that has come on. If this is your first time, if this is your second time, thank you for returning. And feminists, you said that older men know my, I guess, I'm reading in the chat. Older men know my, I'm assuming it's supposed to be body than a youngster, LOL. And then you say, nah, I'm not going no 4 or 5 hours. Okay. And that's understandable because I don't even feel like that is actually realistic to even think about. So I would like a female volunteer to give me your insight on approximately how long it takes you to bring your ecstasy or that fantasy into play. But if you don't volunteer, you know I'm a call on. Okay. I see Zipporah. I see Miss D. I see Special K, Dorothy, who want to raise their hand and give me. Zipporah, you said she's saying older men knows her body better than the youngsters. Exactly. I see a hand up. Social media diva, what you got to say?
Hello everyone. I was looking at the chat, so I kind of agree with some of them. It really doesn't matter. I don't care if they're young or old. It just depends. Like sometimes older guys can be horrible. Sometimes younger guys can be horrible. So it all depends. If they got it, they got it. If they don't have it, they just don't have it. Point blank.
Exactly.
Period. I don't really think it's about your age because I've seen worse and look older and bad, especially when they're older. It's just horrible.
Oh, all right. So I can see she looking for youngsters. Okay. Um, what is this? And please pay attention to my demands and needs. Okay. So that's exactly what they're saying. They need you to pay attention to what they want. Now the question on the table is, ladies, when they're not doing it right within those 4 to 6 hours, do you come out your mouth and tell them right in the midst of? How do you do it? Leanne,
Uh,
what
okay,
happened, Leanne?
so you have to tell them while it's happening.
You
You
say you
can't.
do tell them while it's happening?
Yeah, you aim to be pleased. You can't. And it depends on is that y'all first time, because nervousness have a tendency on both the male side and the female side to take place. But if it was like really, really not hitting any of the spots, you gotta kind of move them around and like, no, over here. You gotta kind of guide them. But at the end of the day, you should tell them and let them know. I mean, you don't want to waste your time nor theirs. I,
All
I, I,
right.
I try not to hurt anybody's feelings, but
Because you know what,
I gotta
ladies?
get me. I gotta get me. And if they think they doing that and they're not, they need to do it. They need to learn. They gotta do it
Okay.
right. I'm
And
sorry.
most of the time, ladies, I will say men are very sensitive when you tell them things, and most of them do not like corrective criticism. So, with that being said, distinguished brother, you got your hand up. Social media diva, are you finished? Because your hand is still up.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Well, come on, distinguished brother. You got that look that you're really ready to tell us something.
I wanted to comment on the thing about not telling a guy what he needs to know. If you're with somebody that is that sensitive that he can't be instructed or guided, then you might be with the wrong person, because each woman is different. What works for that one may not work for this one. And I consider it a courtesy to tell me if I'm not doing something that pleases you, or if I'm doing something that you just don't like. That's what the little black book is for. I mean, I've had that since I was in my 20s. You take that little black book with you, you go down the list, and you can determine what is and what isn't working, especially if she's vocal enough to tell you that, and you make those check marks so you know that for this person, these things work. Now you take that information and you use it to your advantage. But if you're with somebody that can't even take constructive criticism in that regard, especially when they want to be pleased also, it's a two-way street.
Mm. Well, that's understandable. Tonight is my lucky night. Lady T, I see your hand. But
You
I
know
saw
I'm on fire right here.
but I saw the feminist 1988 hand shoot up.
Okay,
Was that
feminist.
by mistake? Because all last week we tried to get feminist 1988 to speak and they wouldn't say anything. Was that by mistake, feminist? Just say yes or no.
Probably. Because she just took it back down and now she's on mute.
Oh, she playing with me. She playing with me tonight, y'all. Okay, well, come on, Lady T.
This evening.
Good evening. We're
Good.
glad to hear your voice.
Yes,
You do exist.
this is my topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Okay, then let's hear
Well,
what
go
you got to
ahead,
say on that.
feminist. Bring it and teach them men something tonight.
Please.
What
It
I
would be
can
nice
say
to
is
hear
like,
something different.
based off my experience, like I'm 35, so I'm young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not too young. I'm middle aged, but the reason why I say that, like, dealing with older men and younger men, like, I don't know, like older men, they know my body. Like younger guys, they're just like pound town. They ready to go to pound town. They ready to have you in all these different positions. They want to
Swinging off
have,
the ceiling
yeah,
fan.
they want to do all this. They want to have your leg up this way. They want to flip you over. They want to, dig in your shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, you ain't even be doing all that. But it's like older guys, like I just started talking to older guys, like probably like 2 years ago. And they just like, it's like they know your body. They know how to do foreplay, get you aroused. They know what you like. They just, they might try out something. They'll be like, okay, you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, I like that, And so it's just like a continuous thing. So that's why I said, from my experience, older guys have please me better in the bedroom versus a younger guy. But I like younger guys because I like to get out and have fun. I like to go out. I feel like younger guys are more on my level as far as like we go out. I like to go hiking. I like to play pool. I like to do a lot of different things, And I don't know. I feel like young, older guys, they just like to give you money, come home, what you doing, what you cook, stuff like that. So
You've been around the wrong ones. You gotta get one that's right there in the middle. There are some of us that are like that, true enough, but then there
yeah,
are those of us who want to get out, who like to still do things and enjoy time out. It's not just a matter of being home and just throwing money at you.
Okay. Well, did I hear throwing money at you? Are you like doing that dance for some dollars? As Cedric the Entertainer would say, we thought we was gonna make a couple dollars on this trip. Is that what you were saying? But
No,
okay.
no,
No, no, not that.
no. You talking
Oh,
what she's talking about is sugar daddying or being generous for her, paying for her time. That's
well,
pretty much
Sephora
what.
says, I want money thrown and getting it in, please. That's right. That's right, Sephora. Now, thank you so much for your comments. I'm gonna come on over here to Special K. Special K, are you ready?
Hey, I'm ready. I'm here.
Well, go
Hold up,
ahead.
social. Hold up, special. Social media has a hand up, Doc.
It
Okay.
she never took it down. That was from the first time. Can you all hear me? She took it down
Yes.
We
now.
Yes.
can hear you.
She
We can
took
hear
it
you. Go
Okay.
down.
ahead.
So, I just want to say, I have to agree with Feminist 1988. In my experience, actually, I've had better situations with older men when it comes, to in the bedroom. I think they're older for a reason. A lot in my experience, they have more experience and they take their time a little more and they're more into pleasing at that stage of their life compared to younger men. I mean, I guess it's all in what you want. I mean, every woman craves, I would believe, something different, and I've heard this from males and more than once. Some women like it raw, some don't. Everybody has what they like and what pleases them. Some my experience with younger guys, sometimes, yeah, they may have a little more stamina, maybe can go a little longer, but to me, they can tend to be a little more into pleasing themselves. But back to the initial topic of tonight, as far as supplements for women versus men. Um, I do agree that distinguished brother that there's not a lot that we see, advertised for women. But I do believe, and like Dr. Fabulous did some research, there are things out there, and it seems, in just my experience and my circle of women, who have experienced, certain things, a lot of times it's usually two things. When a woman's sexual desire is usually not there, it could be it's something going on physically with the body or hormonally with the body. And I think as a partner, especially if it's your wife or your longtime girlfriend, men should be a little more, they need to be understanding, and they need to understand that women, our bodies are different and we go through a lot. We go through a lot. I mean, we're carriers of babies, we have wounds. Some of us have problems inside and we don't have that anymore in there. And that can cause things like vaginal dryness and, things like that could affect the performance in the bedroom. And then there's the other half of it, that sometimes if a woman is not there, maybe she's mentally clocked out at some point. I don't know, I guess it all depends on the relationship. um is she mentally clocked out of the relationship? Is the man not stimulating enough? Because yeah, quickies are fine and good, but not every woman is ready for that. Sometimes you got to put in a little work to get that woman where you want her to be. So, I think all of that comes into play. And just from and again, I'm not, real experienced on this whole thing here, but I just know, again, from personal experience and experience of my girl circle, that a lot of times there are things women will usually go to their GYN to get supplements and things to help, but it's usually like more towards, vaginal dryness and things of that things of that magnitude. So there's things out there for women, or women have a decreased sex drive, but it's not, you're right. I don't think we see it plastered on the TV as much as we see for men, but it's there. Women just a little might, that's just may not be something at the forefront that they discuss with men, but they may discuss it with their female counterparts, or they'll, address a doctor about it. And you got to also remember, we are sockets, they're plugs. So correct. So we had a discussion, I think, on that. And that's another thing what I think that why you may see more of it put out there for male enhancements, because if the plug is not standing at attention, I mean, how is it gonna go in the socket? I mean, if y'all know, I mean, tell me. But I don't think
y'all the hole in the pole.
I think that'll be a little difficult, though. You might have a little rough time with that one. What was that statement again?
The hole in the pole. The hole always lasts longer than the pole. I don't care how you look at it. True facts. From
Dr.
anything.
Fab, you on mute. It looked like you were trying to say something.
I didn't mean to jump nobody, but I said that a couple of weeks ago. So,
But you're right. But you are right. You are right there. You are correct. So yeah, holding.
Dr. Feelgood, what you got to say? Your hand up. Go ahead.
I was going to talk in reference to what Special K was talking about women being hormonal. You know that song, What These Bees Want from an N-Word by DMX with Cisco?
Yeah.
Okay,
he was talking about.
I don't know that song. How does it go?
Lady T, you know good and well, you know that song with Cisco and DMX.
We talks about the different names of the different women he's been with. So that's pretty much it. He actually met the same woman, but she was in 31 different
31 different flavors, all at the same in one. Okay.
You never heard
that one flew over my head. So
Inez and Felicia. You never heard that one?
No, never heard it. And I'm y'all.
It was in the radio. Cisco and DMX.
Y'all better go
Cisco and DMX.
You're gonna have to send me that tonight.
You heard me, Lady T. They better go on and listen to Jack Harlow. He vanilla baby. He want to choke you, but he ain't no killer baby. I know y'all know that song. That's the one right there.
So, okay, I have a question, and it is on topic. So let's say the medication that you use. Women, I really want you to chime in as well. So if you're taking care of me, let's just say licking the lollipop, and I'm like, to the left, to the right. Wait, you biting it. It's too, you too rough. And you all standing at attention and everything because of the medication. But then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting tired of this. I need to cancel this session. So you're telling me that you will not feel some type of way?
No. I never said. All right, let me rephrase that.
You're taking that watermelon juice and you up at attention and you trying to please me or whatever, and you're not doing it right. And I'm telling you, you're not doing it right. And finally, I just get discouraged. Like, man, I should have had a V8. You wouldn't tell me that you would not be upset.
you would be upset. Anybody would probably be upset if it's canceled. But what we're trying to get across is if you're with the right person and you say, that's not right, or like you said, you're biting, or move a little to the left. If it is a true lover, I will say, that person will take that information and use it to the best of their ability to make sure that you are taken care of so that the session isn't canceled. As a matter of fact, if that person is a true lover, the next time around, not only will they remember that, like I said, that's what the little black book is for, they will take that information and combine it with other information that they found out the first time and get you to that point where you say, I quit. That's the whole goal. Now, if he gets all upset and bent out of shape and he doesn't listen or follow instructions or take it as I have to learn this woman that I'm with, then you're with the wrong person.
But okay, I get what you're saying, DB, but when you're in that moment and you're getting stimulated, you want what you want, whether you want it slow and steady or hard and fast, right?
And
And I want you to give it to me. But if you can't give it to me because you lack the education needed, I'm just gonna be turned off like a light bulb. And I
that's
can bring
exactly what I
my
just
toy
said.
in, but after the toy, I may want something else.
But that's what I just said. If you impart that information to an individual and that individual is not capable of processing that information, and then after processing that information, implementing what he has just processed, then you're with the wrong person.
I just think you lazy. It ain't the wrong person. I just think if
No,
it's a man
lady,
licking a lollipop or the woman chewing on the beef jerky, I just
okay.
think you're selfish and you're lazy and you're not putting in that effort. You want to take the medication to get what you want to get, but you're not putting in the work.
But you just stated exactly what I said. You said it in a different way. I just
Oh,
said,
okay.
if that person is not willing to take in the information, process the information, and then after processing, put that information to use. Yes, you are with a selfish, lazy person because they are only concerned about themselves. If they are a true lover, they're going to take that information, process that information, put it to use, remember that information for the next time, and combine it with other things to get you to the
See,
point of, I quit. That is the ultimate goal. And if it gets to that point where you're that frustrated with the person that you were with at the time, you need to find somebody else.
okay.
All
I think
right.
it's communication, to be honest with
Exactly.
you.
It's communication. And it can be said in a manner that isn't harsh. You know, hey, whatever, just a little bit to the left. Oh, okay, thank you. That now that feels better. Or not so hard, just a little bit. Oh, okay. There you go. Now you're getting it right. Things like that can be said and done. And if that person doesn't listen, you are with the wrong person.
Gotcha, distinguished brother. Now, your hand is up. Were you answering the question then, or you want to give it to us now? Because Papa Doc, you put your hand down, but you next. So hold your
I was
thought.
just going to comment on, well, I was going to ask a question and then I was going to comment on what Lady K was saying as far as not Lady K, I'm sorry, Lady T, all the things that we have. I was just going to comment, we got 30 compared to 5 that may be available for women. So that's still not a viable option at times. We got 30 different pills. Y'all may have 5 things to use. So we still have a lot more available. But my other question was, what do you do when you come across a woman that just says, no more? Sex
You
is done.
stop. You
No, no, no,
stop.
no. You misunderstand what I'm saying. When you come across a woman that says, and this is before you even, how can I put this? I'm trying to, because I've
Just
encountered
give it
this in
to
the
me raw.
past.
Y'all know I can't be doing all that coding.
No, 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 no. That's why I'm
Keep
trying to
it
say this in a
classy and
proper
not
manner.
trashy.
You can keep it classy.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to say this and phrase it in the proper manner. When you come across a woman that you like, that you're interested in, But in the course of conversation, she says, no more. I have closed shop. I never want to do that again. Where does
Well,
that
is
come
she
from?
saying she
People
closed
are
shop
horrible
to
then.
you, or
No, no,
she's
no.
closed
Period.
shop completely?
Period. I have run across, before I got married, I ran across a lot of women that just said sex was out for the rest of their lives.
Now, I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna
Who
come
would
back and
say
counter
that?
your
Uh,
no. I'm gonna
Wait,
counter
those
your
are the ones
question.
who want to be a virgin again.
Okay, but
I
wait,
heard
wait,
about
wait.
that.
Because I'm gonna counter his question. Had
Uh-huh.
you all been intimate?
No, this was a relationship that was developing. And in so developing the relationship, obviously that's going to be a conversation piece because you want to know what you're dealing with. And if that person tells you, I have decided that, because of my bad experiences of either never achieving climax, being with somebody that was selfish, a two pump chump, whatever the case may be, or a combination thereof, I just don't want it anymore. Or they've gone through
Okay.
the menopause phase and they're saying, I don't want it anymore.
Okay. So, as you say, it gives them their own right, whether they want it or they don't want it. It's up to you to
Exactly.
stand there and linger and wait to see if she's going to change her mind. So that's the only
No,
thing I can
you
tell you.
keep stepping.
Okay, well that's what you do, because if a person, you're having a conversation and this person say this is no longer going to happen, well, are you staying around for it? Are you going to stay there and beg? What are you doing? You say no, you keep it moving, you keep it moving. That's the only thing you can do. But I thought the person had been with you or whatever, and then said that they were closing down shop, because I was going to say, I feel like that person just could be just telling you that in
Right.
order to move on to someone else. So that was what I was gathering. But if you all had never gotten to that point, she said no, keep it moving.
Right.
Okay.
It's just that I found it interesting that I encountered so many females that were like that were saying, sex just doesn't interest me anymore. I
Oh,
never thought I'd come across that because my understanding was the older a woman got, the more her sex drive came into being.
okay.
Different
Well,
strokes for different folks, but it could be a hustle. It could be, I just want to get what I can get, and you ain't getting nothing in the beginning anyway.
um,
That's true. So we just went our separate ways. I just found it interesting. And when we brought that subject up earlier in the week, I found it interesting during that time that I was single, that I ran into so many women like that, or so many women that had never achieved orgasm, which I thought was incredibly impossible. But obviously I was wrong.
all right. So, Papa Doc, you had your hand up. What was your question, Papa Doc, or what was your statement or answer?
I was trying to get out of it, but um, so with the pills that are for women, I wanted to ask a question. I don't know if any of the women on the panel have experience using any of the products. Could someone tell me the effect the effect of what it would do for you sexually? Um, as a man, as an older man, as an older experienced man, I would like to say, I found that because I've tried the product, they got a whole lot of natural stuff out there, and they got a whole lot of stuff out there that's not good for you. You know, the old saying is, you'll go blind. So some of the medicine that's out there will help you go blind, fellas. So be careful on your usage. I ain't putting nobody out there, but every little bit helps. If you got the right partner. Some partners, you can't take it with because you might not make it that far.
Mm,
But so um, I heard DFG talk about when you're being with a woman going on for hours and hours. So sex, which I know we all know this, is more than just pounding for hours. Sex You got foreplay, you got the before foreplay, and you got the after play. So if you got 3 or 4 hours, or maybe 2 hours, you know, I think that's a good period of time for sexual, but it doesn't have to be all intercourse. But I do know if you got that product in you, sometimes it's going to be more than 2 hours. So um, that's all I had to say.
You
Okay,
dropped some
so Papa
information in the
Doc, what
chat
are you
about that
saying
too.
that, I'm sorry, I was, Papa Doc, I was asking, so you're saying that when you have the product in and it may go longer than 2 hours or whatever, what do you do if you've taken this product and your partner's a done daughter, going to sleep on you or whatever? What do you do? Because
Ooh-wee.
that's the question. Is it like choking the chicken? Will it dissolve it out? How do you get rid of the dosage that you've taken if it has sustained longer than your partner?
Yeah, I guess, you get to, you have to get to know yourself a little better because that product is, it can be, quite a task. And, us fellas know it's just not easy to just put it away just like that, so you got to do what you got to do,
Well,
so.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate, and this is for the ladies. Ladies, and I need an honest answer. You can come on by voice and tell me your answer, or you can put it in chat. Do you feel like when a man uses a stimulant, whether it's Viagra, Cialis, or whatever it may be, but they don't tell you that they've used this product, do you feel that can be deceiving because they really are not that great in bed or as far as with stamina or jackhammering, whatever you want to call it? Do you feel that is somewhat deceiving, or and do you think if you find out and they have not told you that they have taken this stimulant, what do you pose to do in that situation? I want to hear from the ladies.
I'm
I
a
don't
fierce.
think it's deceiving.
Oh,
So
please.
Zipporah, you say you're going to feel deceived?
Yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way because then, where if you can't get to what you get to the store to get it, then it's not gonna be the same, or you can't get up. Yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I ain't gonna want to talk to you no more at all.
Okay. Renee, you got your hand raised. Go ahead, Renee.
I don't think it's deceiving. I think as long as he is aware of his performance, so and rather than let that woman down, he's gonna do what he needs to do to make it happen in that bed sexually to please that woman. So to me, if he know that he can't perform and get that stuff acting right before he go to messing with me, if he got to do what he needs to do to please me, then by all means make it happen. Because I'd rather him make it happen than to get in the bed with me and can't do anything.
Well, Renee,
Then it's a problem.
Cause
I'm
you gonna
still
tell him
that
about it,
devil's.
Renee. You gonna tell him about it if he can't make it happen. You gonna tell him
Shame
about
the
it.
devil and tell the truth. I'm gonna let him know.
Hey,
But Renee,
excuse me 1 second. Here's the question. Would you rather have performance or disappointment? That's
Performance.
where it go with that. Oh, there it
Performance.
is. There it is.
Performance.
okay,
So
well, we understand performance, but I'm still that devil's advocate. Old Joe went to Walmart or wherever he got it from, and they don't have his prescription ready. So
Then
old
that's where
Joe
y'all
was
have
a
to
bad boy.
improvise.
Old Joe was a bad boy when he could get that stuff. However, he can't get it now, Renee. So you stuck like Chuck.
Well,
And
Oh,
not
he better
really.
go
You
to one of
just
his
start the
friends.
path.
He
Hold up,
better go
Leanne.
get one of them pills from one of his friends.
No, hold up, Leanne, because there are many ways. See, we have to get out of
reschedule.
the mindsets because there are many ways for sexual pleasure. So sometimes when he can't perform, you better go get you a bullet and put it on that thing and let it shock and rub, shake both of y'all up and get that sexual
That
stimulation.
rose. That
Uh,
rose.
Well, get
Oh,
that
okay.
bullet, because that bullet, that rose is gonna really entertain that woman. But that bullet, there are many different toys, but like I said, there are many other ways to sexually have sexual pleasure in the bed. And when he can't come up, then you have to improvise. Because, say for instance, if you're in a long-term relationship, and a lot of us in here is over 50, and you get a certain age and he can't perform, now you have to improvise and find other ways of sexual pleasure in the bed. And sometimes it's not always a stiff dick, excuse me, but it's not always that. So when you don't get that, and he don't get that pill, now you find another way to have sexual pleasure in the bedroom.
All right. Well, thank you, Renee. You brought that all the way home. I guess that was a home run. I see a newcomer on the board, and if you're not shy, I would love to hear from Stars MP Athletics. Can you hear me, Stars?
Absolutely.
Stars.
How you doing? How's everybody doing?
Everybody is doing absolutely fabulous. Now, what's your take on that with this here performance peel?
Um, be honest with you, I've never had to take a pill, so I'm scared to take it anyway
Because you know what?
because I heard
Some people have heart attacks after them pills. Because I know a couple
right,
that
right,
flatline.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts and thank you for coming on. Um,
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all having me. I'm a
don't let this
newcomer
be
here,
your
so
last time. Come on
it
through
won't.
every Thursday. Okay.
I will
Um,
be here.
all right. Well, thank you for coming. Now, I see Miss D, Solana D, in the chat. She's for the toys, boys. So let me ask you, it says, yep, there are health risks. Now, to distinguish brother and Dr. Feelgood, we're going to turn it over to a young chap, Action J, to see what he has to say about this.
Well, good night, everybody. I'm never taking a pill, so I don't know what to expect. Just my question to the older guys: at what age did you guys start experiencing or need help to take the pill, so I can prepare for it?
He said
Okay,
y'all
first off,
old
let me answer
and
that.
y'all
Let me
had to
answer that.
take the pill.
Let me
That's
answer
what he
that.
said.
Let me, yeah, man, yeah, let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Mm-hmm.
First off, it's not always that you need the pill. And I've known some young brothers that have needed it for whatever reason, because you got to remember, it has multiple uses. It was initially used as a blood thinner, and then it was developed as a way for men to use it as a sexual stimulant. So
Okay.
there's no real age group for it. It just depends on that person. There are 20 and 30-year-olds that can't get it up for whatever reason, and they have to use it. But
Okay.
that's not the only way either. There are pumps, there are vacuums, there are inserts that you can use, as well as extensions. So it's a lot of different things that can be done to help in that area. But to tell you you got a specific age to look for, I wouldn't say that, because I've never used one, and I know that there are other people on here that haven't. But I do know people that have, and they're in their 20s and 30s. Like, there's a commercial for something called Blue Chew, and those are 30-year-olds that are using it.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. This for the ladies, I guess. Oh, how do you tell if your partner's having issue? How do you tell them they need to get the pill? This for the ladies.
Go get the pill. You need some help.
That's
Because
Well,
they're one
That's a
minute.
typical answer for Lady T. I don't even know why you asked that question. I knew that
but
was
you
going to
know
be a
what?
straightforward answer.
Because
As an older woman, I would feel extremely bad. And I'm just being honest, because you never know when death is knocking at the door. And so before I would tell them to get the pill, we would try to experiment other things. Because if Joe Blow had that heart attack on top of you, honey, you would never, ever, 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 ever
Forgive
forget that
yourself.
pill, Viagra or Cialis or whatever it is, because I don't want nobody dying on me.
I hear you.
Amen to that, sisters.
Yeah, I agree to that, man. And there are a lot of natural ways to get stimulated. Also, as the brother was saying in the beginning, you know, there are younger individuals that do take the pill, so there's no age limit to individuals taking those pills.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And this for the ladies, right? Since the men are taking the pills to satisfy you guys, what's the average time frame should it last in the bedroom?
They said it lasts from 4 to 6 hours. So I
Heck.
knew right at the beginning of that statement, that's a bunch of crap, because I don't know no woman that's going to even stay there and lay there that long for 4 to 6 hours. That's like being on a
Dr.
job.
Fabulous, check the
You gonna be
chat. I
digging
gave
in
you
meat.
news articles. I
Okay.
gave you an article in there concerning
It
that.
stays like that for that period. But you are not going to dig in nobody for no 4 to 6 hours. I don't care
Heck
what you
no.
say, DB.
If you on somebody's job, whew,
I know, right?
it's a
Because
job.
we'll
That's a
start
whole
getting
job.
dry.
So what are you guys' average time then? Based on your past experience, what's average for you guys? Just
It
curious.
depends on your action. What you bring in action, Jay? Are
I'm
you
bringing
bringing 30 minutes, 2
no,
minutes?
I'm
What?
bringing
I'm not
bringing
the
an
2 minutes.
I'm not bringing 2 minutes. I'm bringing an hour and a half.
I
Slip
believe
and
that because
slide.
you're Jamaican. I believe
Is
that.
that with foreplay in beginning, or is that just straight?
Now,
All
wait.
all
Woo!
the
Pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Lady T, you didn't say that because he's Jamaican, because we ain't gonna discuss Jamaican, because Jamaicans don't do the lollipop licking thing. So
Who
that
said
don't
they
even
don't?
equate, and you know he ain't doing nothing for a whole hour. So
Who said they don't do that? Who
that's
said
what
that?
that's what Action Jay say. He say that's
Lies
not
and
part of their
flies.
culture. That's what he
Lies
said.
and
Lies.
flies.
But you know
He may
what?
not do it, but
Lies.
they do
On,
it. They lying.
listen, on the Housewives of Atlanta, they were having that discussion. One of the guys on there to the wives was African, and he said, "No, we don't do that in our country." Phaedra said, "Oh, well, I must have had an Americanized African because he sure liked it."
Put
So
it down with
I
them
don't
thick
know
tongues.
what's going on with Action J, but whatever it is, Action, we gonna pray for you. How about that?
Yes,
but
man.
let's say an hour.
Yeah.
Let's say an hour. Let's say an hour. I mean, maybe time get away from us sometimes. Let's say an hour then.
Oh,
See, I'm
okay.
gonna tell y'all the truth. He need a taste of a real one.
Oh, stop that. Stop that now. Stop that now. You might meet that wife. You better stop. Okay. We bringing it on home.
Okay. All
What
right.
else, Action J?
So the average
You
time
got-
we got an hour, right? So the hour is the average time for y'all ladies. Because I
Who
think
said
Doctor.
that? Where did you get
No,
that
that's not
time
what we
frame from?
said. We didn't say that. It depends. You can't put a time to it.
Because I think Dr. Phil go say like 3 to 5 minutes. I'm like, wow, that's quick to me. Earlier on in the conversation I got online.
DFG, did you say 3 to 5 minutes?
It's actually, like I said, it's actually 33 seconds, but 3 to 5 minutes is about the average from the time you start until the time you finish is about 3 to 5 minutes.
For
Now,
you?
if anybody's ever been boxing, and you do one round of boxing, that's equivalent to intercourse between from a man's perspective. People say, well, it's only 3 minutes. Trust me, if you ain't been in that ring 30 minutes, 3 minutes jumping up and down and doing your thing, it takes a lot. It takes a
Listen,
lot.
DFG, you
I just,
got
I
my
just, I
mouth all the
agree.
way
35,
open.
I agree
You
with that.
talking 3 to 5 minutes. Now, I don't know nothing about boxing, but I know that in the experience of love making, fantasy making, whatever you want to call it, 3 to 5 minutes would not suffice. At least,
Oh,
I could take a poll on that. 3 to 5 minutes, really, DFG? Come on, man.
No, but I'm not saying.
That sounds like
Listen,
a quickie.
That
no,
sounds like a
I'm
what?
telling you,
A quick.
that's a quickie. You
that's
right, Lady T.
that
That's a
is the
quickie.
average.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that's the average. That doesn't mean it happens about that. Some go more, a lot of guys go less because there are different factors.
Less?
No, I disagree with that.
Some guys go less, but it goes. But listen, ladies, you're not listening. A lot of men go less, but they may have, and it goes back to what the distinguished brother was saying about the enhancement. They have quicker refraction time. So if you've been with an 18 and 20-year-old guy, that's our sexual peak. He's like a jackrabbit. He'll last 3 to 5 minutes, but he's back up in 2 minutes after not even 2 minutes after he's done. The older you get, the longer that refraction time, and the pill does that. So it may be only 3 minutes of straight pumping. However, if you have quick reaction time, 3 minutes, you get a minute or two to rest, then you're back again for another 3 minutes. And that's why I'm saying it's not a continual hump. It's you do your thing, catch your breath, go again, like running sprints, pretty much.
That's an
So my question, DFG, at what age do you start experiencing it? Like I'm a younger guy, right? So I don't have that problem. Knock on wood, and I hope I don't experience it.
No, it's not necessarily a problem.
I would say the
but
problem.
Your refraction time increases as your levels of testosterone go down. We have the most testosterone we're going to have between 18 and about 23, our college years. Your refraction time increases after 30.
I never did.
That's just, and that's why think about this. I'll put it in sports terms. Michael Jordan, was he more athletic when he was 25 or when he was 35?
I would say the first one, when he's more athletic when he was younger.
So he could still do the same things, but it took more effort and longer time for him to get there. So that's what I mean by losing refractive time. You can still do it. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means it takes a little longer to get the same results, and that's an effect on age.
And
Renee
your
has
health.
her hand.
I'm sorry. And your health plays a vital role in that as well. You have to take care of that as well.
I hear that in men with diabetes, they tend to not perform as long or getting up. So I'm still young and healthy, but like I said, I don't want to experience that issue because if for a man, we're supposed to please the woman. If you can't please the woman, you're gonna create a problem in the bedroom. She's gonna want to be with somebody else, or the relationship gonna fall apart. Just like she can't please you, you're gonna look outside the relationship. Make sense? So 3 to 5 minutes, I think that's kind of. I would definitely be on the pills. If I'm doing 3 to 5 minutes, I'm taking 2 or 3 a day.
Well, also you have to train yourself. You have to train your wind. As you get older, you become more experienced. You become, a little bit better experience at what you're doing. So you will find a way to satisfy the woman, and it's not all about up and down. So like I said,
you give some examples.
Huh?
You give some examples, like, because the woman, they like older guys. So as a younger guy, I want to know what some of the things I could do to improve my. Well, I don't think I need help, but it's always good to know extra stuff in the black book to add to my notes.
Well,
so the number one thing is
from a woman.
Sometimes it's not all about pumping it up and down all the time. Sometimes I want my man to just eat me out for about 30 minutes. You ain't got to fall. You can just eat me out.
30 minutes.
Hey, boom,
30 minutes.
Okay, we gonna keep
minutes.
Look, we gonna keep it classy and not trashy. That's how I'm.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm still a classy woman. You feel me? I'm still a classy.
I hear you.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not all about, like he said, like up and down, up and down. It ain't all about that. Like sometimes,
feminist 1988. That is what we're trying to keep. Action
30 minutes. Can I take a break in between?
Okay.
It's not always about that pumping.
Yeah, you can get you some water and you gotta get right back to it.
Yeah.
Can we do some?
Like, it ain't got to be 30 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. But I'm saying at the same time, we might not even penetrate each other. I might be 69. Like, I might be down there. I might be on top of you. You know what I'm saying? We 69 for about 30 minutes. Boom, we both climax. You climax in my
Talking
mouth.
What
I
I'm
about
talking
climax in
about.
your mouth. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
Like,
I'm talking about. Get it in, my sister. That's what I'm talking about. It's more than just pumping. It's more than humping. It's a whole lot more. You got, you know,
You could do some massages, I guess. You know, some massage.
yeah. All of that's a part of it. Correct.
Okay, all y'all need to go watch 50 Shades of Grey.
I heard the movie wasn't good.
Yeah.
I heard it
No,
was good.
I'm just saying, and I'm always stand in for the devil's advocate. I think I got a little horn in between my skulls, but I'm gonna have to bring it on back to Action J. You asked for some suggestions from the older men. And I guarantee you, if they take you into private talk, they're going to teach you and tell you more about oral stimulation. Because sometime, like Feminist 1988, and I'm going to tell you in a nice manner, all that humping and pumping is not even necessary sometimes when you have the chime and the dialect of the oral stimulation down pat. So you take heed on that, Action J, because if they don't do it in the Jamaican culture, maybe you need to get Americanized. Now, I
Okay.
see Distinguished Brother has his hand up, and we have Renee's hand up. So I'm going to come on over to Distinguished Brother, and maybe you can tell Action J about,
American culture. I'm
give
open.
him
I'm
some
open minded
private
to learn. I'm
lessons,
I'm
some
open minded
private
to hear
talk.
what they got to say.
So,
Well,
Distinguished Brother is all on you, and then Renee, we coming back to you.
well, Action, I can talk to you about a lot of that in private, but I will say this in public. It does come down to what I was saying before. If you've taken time to break out that little black book and you write things down, for instance, she likes it when I nibble on her neck. She likes it when I rub my hand right down the middle of her back and I stop at this particular spot. She likes it when I get close to her ear, whisper sweet nothings in her, and maybe just kiss her gently on the cheek.
Mm.
She likes it when I rub my hands down the middle of her breastplate. You got to realize that different women love different things, and you can combine several things together and still get that woman to where she needs to be. I don't know if you listen to, there's a song by Plies and Jamie Foxx. Please
No.
excuse my hands. If you learn how to use your hands, your mouth, your voice, you can make that woman soak the carpet before you
Not
even
the
get inside.
carpet.
You better say it.
Not the
Well,
carpet,
we
man.
need an
She will,
example,
she will
DB.
soak that carpet. Ply said it very distinctly. I can take this one finger and get you off the chain.
Woo!
That's where you have to get to.
You
You
want to say?
can't be
That's
afraid
why
to
I like
try
my
new
older men. You
things.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't be afraid to try new things, and you cannot ignore the signs and the signals that you're given. Because if she's a real woman, like a lot of these women on here seem to be, they're going to show you what they like, what they enjoy. And when you get that, there's another song by this guy named Clarence Carter. Listen to that old song. When you get her to the point where she's saying, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, ooh, Clarence Carter, that is your ultimate goal. But you got to be willing to do more than just up and down. And there are so
Oh,
many
But
things.
you could do massages, like kiss on the neck, kiss around the body parts.
Dude,
boy, Action J
massages,
trying to stay away.
massages.
Uh-huh.
You have to know how to use a massage to your advantage. It's not just a matter of relaxing
Wait.
muscles. It's a matter of getting all that body stimulated from head to toe. And if you rub it
Just
just
go ahead and
right,
educate them,
you push
distinguished
on
brother.
this little part right here, you move that little part over there, you stimulate right there in a certain spot, it's over.
It's over.
They're gonna be sitting on that table, shaking like a leaf, soaking the carpet, waiting for you to take advantage of whatever you want to do. But you got to take the time to learn that woman.
Okay.
All right. Well, Lady T, you got your hand up.
I sure do. Now, Action J, I have a question for you. What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything. I say it's just, maybe it's just cultural for me. You know what I'm saying? I just
It's
Cultural thing.
very
It has
cultural,
nothing to do
but
with
see,
fear.
them
It's
lions to
cultural.
you, baby. Because I am a professional when it comes to that there. They are lying. They do what it takes to please their woman because they want to get pleased too. Once you reach that certain climax, once that female reach that certain climax, oh, they're a freak and you will enjoy it. So don't be afraid. Just let your hair down and relax a little bit and just start practicing.
In his defense, though, Lady T, is not a fear. It is a cultural thing. It is something because I'm married to a Jamaican woman. I've been introduced into the society and the family. It is a cultural thing.
And
A
I'm married to
lot
a
of
Haitian.
Jamaican men have an issue with doing that. I don't understand the logic behind it because that same man that will say publicly that he won't, behind closed doors, he act like he's starving.
Hallelujah. And I'm married
But
to a Haitian. Let me tell you
the
something. You
question that
want
I
to keep
have for
up?
Action J is if he doesn't like to participate, does he like to reciprocate? Because I don't think that in today's society that will really go well.
All men like to
To,
reciprocate. All
it,
men like to reciprocate.
okay, and then so that means if you like to reciprocate, then you should participate because that will be a prerequisite. And I don't know if the young girls are that naive or that crazy to go along with such hogwash. And I'm giving you all the nice versions of the way Dr. Fabulous would approach that a situation with you. It's no way in the world that you would reciprocate and not participate. Now I know there's 1,001 women out here in this world feel the same way. So if that's what you bringing along, singing a song, you're gonna keep on singing in the rain. Oh, I forgot. You're married. You're
Yeah.
married. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. And maybe you
Feminist
got her
1988 is tripping
on
out in
that
the chat.
on that type rolio dodo. But okay, I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm not gonna say because we are recording and it is live in living color. So therefore, I'm going to hold my thoughts. Are there any other newcomers on here that would like to say something, share your thoughts? Because if not, it is 9:54, and we want to welcome each and every one of you back again. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a relative, but just tell everybody to come on and enjoy Upscale Love for You, Tantalizing Talk every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. But most of all, we want to ask you to come on to the 305 and celebrate. That's right, yours truly, Dr. Fabulous, is turning 60 on March 28th. And I'm going to have a Show Enough gala on March 30th, invites only. So, and we want to go and visit Lady T. She's in the 305. And with all of that being said, I hope you all have had a great time talking about the stimulants for men that works 4 to 6 hours. And for all of the cultural individuals, the Jamaican men that may not partake, we are praying for you. So without any other
Indeed.
things
Wait.
said, as I said, we are praying for
Oh,
them.
damn.
Dr. Fab.
I'm going to ask Lady T to say her closure. Distinguished brother and Special K coming your way. Go ahead, Lady T.
Well, what I wanted to ask first is, panelists, we love you guys very much, and we try to bring topics every week that will keep you entertained. So my question to you is, what are some of the topics that you would like for us to talk about? If you don't want to speak it out loud, you can always put it in the chat, or you can always email. What's the email address, Dr. Fab?
It is Upscale Love for You. That's the letter 4, the letter U at gmail.com. The name of the group, Upscale, Scale Love for You at gmail.com. I put it in the chat. It got all crazy with the different size letters, but it's not uppercase, lowercase sensitive. It's just Upscale Love for You at gmail.com. Please, everyone, if you would, before you leave, if you have an email, drop it in the chat so we can send you information as well. Because all the newcomers, Renee, we appreciate you. Star MP Athletics, we appreciate everyone. Miss D, we appreciate you. And we want to hear what you got to say, but we can't do it without you. So please, please, please drop us. And if you don't even want us to know who you are, you can do it anonymously. Okay. So once again, our email is Upscale Love for You. That's number 4, the letter U. Okay. Special K coming your way. Go ahead, Special K.
Thank you. I'm going to again thank everyone for tuning in, participating. This show was really good tonight. I learned some things, and I hope you all did too. Hope to see you back next Thursday. Good night, everyone, and have a great weekend. Lady T.
Right. Distinguished brother.
Just want to say thank everybody for coming on tonight. Hope you all got some information and some stimulation out of the entire program. We look forward to seeing you again next week.
All right. And with that, I forgot to say hello to Andrine. Hey, Andrine. Girl, I didn't even see you tonight. I was working overtime thinking about them Jamaican men that don't like, okay, I'm coming on back home. I ain't going to say it no more. But anyway, everyone, I want to say, listen, listen. That just took me for a whole loop. But okay, now I'm going to say once and for all, thank you all for coming and good night. And guess what, y'all? Smooches. Mwah.